Hey guys, most of you saw that I shared a piece of my heart today. I wrote a blog, but Instagram doesn't let me put all the words that I want to put. So instead of having you guys click a link and read the blog, I figured I'd read it to you instead. And it was titled with the quote, "The thing you're most afraid to write that." So most of you don't know this, but I broke my leg when I was just a little babe. The story goes something like I was at daycare and somehow a toy box fell down on my knee and it broke my little femur. I was in a body cast for 3 months, meaning both my legs were casted all the way up to my waist. My mom swears that's how I got all my upper body strength because I had to adapt. I learned to get around using only my arms and to crawl and scoot. I could go on a tangent here about how important cross crawling is, or another tangent on the amazing ability of the body to adapt to physical stressors, but that's not what this post is about, so I'll skip it for now. Now, keep in mind, I was under the age of 1 when this accident happened, so I clearly don't remember it at all. Hell, I might even be inaccurately recalling the details that I was told so long ago because I haven't asked my mom about that incident for a very long time. It wasn't ever something we happily reminisced about. During the few times we discussed it, I asked my mom if I could see a picture of what I looked like with that cast on, just so I could see what I went through, but she doesn't really have any pictures of me. She doesn't have any pictures of that to show me. And when I asked her why, she simply said, "Well, honey, because that wasn't a happy time of your life that I wanted you to look back on and remember. I don't want a bunch of pictures of you hurting." Wow, if those weren't some words of wisdom right there. Also, side note, this was back in 1986, before the photo frenzy that we live in now. Remember, this was when we had to use actual film to take pictures and then take the film in to get developed and then print the pictures and then store them in photo albums. So moms weren't taking millions of photos of everyday life like we are now. The point of sharing this story with you isn't to make you realize how wise and loving my mom is, but that's obviously part of it too. It's because I feel the exact same way about masking our kids in 2020. Stay with me here, but I feel like I could use the exact same messaging my mom told me about not taking pictures of me with my massive, ugly body cast back in 1986. I don't think it's cute. I don't accept it as being normal or selfless. I don't want memories or pictures of my kids being forced to wear masks all day long while attending public school. I don't accept that it's okay, that it's not forever, just for now, because we don't know how long for now even is, or what magical solution or scientific study has to be found for the for now to end. When all of these parents and teachers, including me, were shouting, "We need to get our kids back into the classroom and restore their education," this wasn't at all what we had in mind. I feel like I'm backed into a corner with nowhere to go, but I still have a voice and I still choose to use it. Here's what schools look like for my kids who are 5 and 7 this year. They're being forced to wear masks all day, Monday through Friday, while on school grounds. They get to take them off to eat as long as they're 6 feet apart from their friends. They get to take them off for breathing breaks only if they are running hard enough to need a breathing break at recess. There will be no singing whatsoever in music class at school unless they can be outside and at least 20 feet apart from each other. Say goodbye to Christmas programs, which, if you're like me, is easily one of your favorite parts of the school year. We as parents are not allowed to write handwritten notes to our teachers, because COVID lives on those papers. We can never enter the school building. Our kids are not allowed to celebrate birthday parties in their classroom this year. They're required to use hand sanitizer in enormous amounts. The cleaners in the school are so potent that they even warn on the bottle, "Do not allow this to touch your skin," except our teachers, kids, and janitors are going to be bathing in it. We have to scan our child's individual QR code every morning to report whether they're healthy enough for school or not. Lunch boxes are highly discouraged. They want everything to be disposable. Kids are required, yes, even kindergartners, to keep their masks on in the bathroom, yes, even while they're wiping their bottoms. Think about the disaster that will be for 5-year-olds. I could go on and on, but you get the picture. This is not school. I was under the understanding that the reason that we were offering virtual school this year was for the high risk, the immunocompromised, and the population who are highly fearful of returning to in-person classrooms. If we offer the virtual option, then I believe the in-person option should be as close to normal as possible. Because at this point, our kids who are physically attending school are literally being punished for it. My kids are at an age where they will either learn to love school or hate it. And I'm hoping and praying that they don't fall into the latter. The principal is saying that it's her utmost duty to keep our children safe from getting the virus. No, ma'am. Your duty is to educate the children of the future. It is the parents' job to keep them safe and healthy. And when in the history of school, have they ever been able to keep kids from getting sick. It's part of childhood. Now, before anyone rudely comments that I don't have to send my kids to school, that I have a choice, that I am being selfish, or whatever nasty comments you have, just stop. I don't want to hear it, and you don't have to give me your opinion. These are my kids. They want to go to school. In fact, they've been begging to go back to school since March. They're super excited, and I'm not going to talk them out of it. What I am going to do is keep educating, keep speaking up, keep being a voice of truth and light for anyone who doesn't want to fall in the deep, dark hole of fear. I'm doing my best to let my kids adapt to the stressors that they'll be put under, and I pray that they handle it with much more grace than I can. I'm going to keep them well adjusted, keep their supplements and nutrition on point, and talk to them every day about what they are feeling and how I can help. My kids know without a doubt that their masks don't make them healthy. They aren't afraid of germs or the outside world. We talk about it all the time. I won't have them being fearful of their friends, neighbors, teachers, or fresh air. But for now, they choose to attend school, and we support their decision. My sincerest thank you goes to the teachers who are bravely showing up for the kids, who still want to teach, who don't live in fear, and who are ready to make a positive impact in our kids' lives, even in the darkest of times. We appreciate you. But no, there will be no pictures of my kids in masks on the first day of school. Instead, I will take their pictures, like I do every year, showing their gorgeous, brave smiles that make them distinguishable individuals. Much like my mom, I don't want my kids looking back at this time and remembering the complete hell that they were being forced to live through. It's not just a mask, and I'm afraid it's not just for now.